Guys, hello. Where are you sitting and watching the broadcast? We are coming to you the CDC party headquarters where the chairman, President Janga Augustin will speak to the press community. Stay tuned. My name is Emmanuel B. Thomas.
Thank you and thank you very much. Let me use this time this morning, I think this afternoon, on behalf of His Excellency Dr. George Monrovia and the UDA Chairman of the People's Liberation Movement, the mighty Congress for Democratic Change.
Long live, Papa, we are long live.
To welcome each and every one of you to the Papi Solo Conference Hall for an engagement with the press by the people's leader, Jebet Janga Augustus Paul.
Viva, 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 Jebet Janga, viva! Viva! Oh, the people's leader, say yo, yo!
Yo! Today, as we have gathered here, you may be aware that the nation is at its difficult time when the people can no longer maintain trust in institutions to which they have given their support. When the nation is being led by people who initially purported themselves to know what they needed to do, but have proven by action and deeds that they are the wrong ones handling the state. At these critical times, the people can look no other place but to the institution in which they can find their liberation. But today's engagement will not be to elevate such arguments, because the CDC has always stood in that direction and it has become the undisputed hope of the hopeless. But while we engender the struggle to liberate the people, there are other activities that the CDC also counts important. So on today, the chairman will be speaking to you on very important occasions that the CDC will be engaged with in the coming days. And so, not to bore you, let me invite to this rosary the most powerful chairperson of all political party chairpersons in the Republic of Liberia. The one whose struggle history is matchless. Because when we look on the other side, we saw a misguided reverend call himself party chairperson, whose by actions, speeches, and engagements with the Liberian people has proven that he's using the church edifice as a corner court to survive in a struggling society like ours. But while we will set the stage to deal with him on another occasion, let me introduce to you your chairman who will speak to you.
Congratulations, chairman. Congratulations. Congratulations, chairman. Congratulations. Congratulations, chairman. Congratulations, chairman. Congratulations. Mizuo chama. Mizuo chama. Mizuo chama.
Beautiful paragraph. We want to use this occasion on behalf of His Excellency Dr. George Monrovia to welcome you to the headquarters of the CDC in the Papiso conference room. We have assembled here today to speak to several issues. As you may be aware, our compatriot in Osama G12 Jr., the former finance minister of the Republic of Liberia, who served the CDC government for 6 years diligently, returned to the country earlier today to confront charges that have been levied against him by other former officials of the government. The arrival of former Minister Tue is a testament of the CDC's commitment to the rule of law. And the CDC, as a political party that governed this country for the last 6 years, wants to send this message out to the Liberian people and to our international partners that the CDC remains committed to the rule of law. And that's why Mr. Tue has arrived in the country today to face these charges, which we think are weak, because as the court will establish. And having said that, we call on the Unity Party government to be holistic in the fight against corruption. As you know, the Unity Party governed the country for 12 years before the CDC took over in 2018. And we call on the government not to cherry pick, not to begin picking and choosing, but to approach the fight against corruption holistically. As you can already see, the government has been bogged down in serious allegations of corruption, violations of the public procurement laws of the country, and several other allegations. And these allegations are very serious, and we hope the government will take the necessary steps to make sure that all of these allegations of corruption are thoroughly investigated, and to seize all the reports that are already available, that have been available on the Unity Party government, not to cherry pick. We also want to use this occasion to strongly condemn the appointment of murder suspects from Lufa County. Several murder suspects were appointed and have been confirmed by the Liberian Senate. As you know, on September 29, 2023, 2 Liberian citizens were killed in Foya, Lufa County during the elections period. Several individuals were arrested and charged to court. And these individuals, upon the ascendancy of the Unity Party government under President Bokai, these people have been released and have been appointed to local government positions in Lufa County. We strongly condemn this act of the president. We see it as poor judgment and poor leadership to appoint people who are allegedly engaged in murder, people who during the election took upon themselves to murder their fellow citizens on tape. These murders occur on tape in Lufa and Monrovia County. And as you know, everybody saw Queen Johnson on tape attacking Joshua. Joshua ended up dead, but today Queen Johnson has been appointed at the Free Port of Monrovia. We condemn these. We see it as a total disregard for the rule of law, to appoint people who are allegedly engaged in killing their fellow citizens in the name of politics. And another person was also killed in Nimba. And we announced the CDC will be organizing a series of protests to demand justice for these Liberians that were murdered in cold blood and on tape. And the governor of Liberia, under President Bokai, is playing lip service to the prosecution of these people, and in fact to insult the family members of these deceased Liberians. The president has taken it upon himself to appoint these very alleged murderers to local government positions in areas in which they allegedly committed these crimes. We condemn this act in the strongest. It's anti-peace, it's anti-reconciliatory, and justice will be demanded. A few months ago, we actually wrote to the Minister of Justice demanding an update on the prosecution of these murder cases. And the reason why we thought not to put that communication in the media was to afford the Ministry of Justice the opportunity to respond and to take steps to make sure that these alleged murderers are prosecuted. But apparently the Liberian government, through its total disinterest in the rule of law, total disinterest in justice, has gone further to reward these alleged murderers. And this action will be resisted strongly, as we will be mobilizing our partners both in civil society. We'll be organizing a series of protests to demand justice for for these Liberians that have been murdered. And the government will be held fully accountable for whatever comes out of these protests, because the government has demonstrated a callous disregard for the rule of law. As you have seen the last 8 to 9 months since the government came to power, it has violated all of the laws of the country. It sent the police to Kinjor that led to the death of several citizens in Kinjor, and there was a bogus investigation that tried to exonerate, the police from the killings in Kinjor. We condemn that report, and part of the protest will be to demand justice for those killed in Kinjor. Government, as you are aware, has been violating the tenure laws of the country by appointing people in positions where other Liberians have been appointed in a position with tenure. The Liberian government has also been allowing citizens that were duly appointed and commissioned to the foreign service of the country to languish in foreign land, withholding their salaries and benefits. We think it's a gross human rights violation to keep Liberian citizens in foreign country without paying them their salaries and benefits. We see this total abuse of their right to work. These are Liberian citizens that were appointed and duly assigned by the previous government. Under no conditions should these Liberians be allowed to languish, even assuming without admitting that the government did not follow certain process to assign these people. These are Liberian citizens